Hello everyone, you're welcome back to this channel. Now in today's video I'll be sharing with you how to make a cape blouse. This cape blouse is very unique because unlike other cape top or blouse, this one you can wear it out. Just put on your singlet underneath, then you are free to go. Okay, so I'm going to take you through step by step on how you can achieve this perfectly, and it's very easy. Trust, is very easy. So if this is what you're interested in, keep on watching and let's get started. Thanks. So we are going to start now. This fabric is not an African print, so I'm going to measure what I have as the width. This is 50 by 35 inches. Okay, here is it. So 50 by 35 inches because it's on fold. Can you see? So right now I'm going to continue. So you can see it's on fold already, so I'm going to refold it again the second time like this. Okay, so it actually depends on the length of the blouse you're working with. In my own case, I'm working with the length of a blouse of 23 inches plus 1 inch for the seam, for the M allowance, so it gives me the total of 24 inches. Okay, so right now, and another thing to consider is to consider the length of your sleeve. Okay, now I'll be using like 11 inches for the length of my sleeve. So let's start in full. So having folded it, you can see I have 4 pieces already. 1, 2, 3 and 4. So as you can see, this is how this side is, and there is no joining hook. It's joined here. Okay, so right now we are going to start. Now the first thing I'm going to do right now, from this edge here, I'm going to make mark. I will come down by 5 inch like this. So from that point, from here, I'm going to mark the full length of my cape, which is 24 inches. The full length is 24 inches. I said 23 plus 1 inch, so it's giving me 24 inches. So I have the 24 inches right here. So having marked the 24 inches right here, so the next thing I'm going to do right now is to connect like this in a circle form to meet the down part here. Okay, so I'm going to start, curve it like this. Can you see? So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to go ahead and, so if you want this side to shoot out more than the way it is like this, then you are going to extend by 1 inch outward and connect straight to that point. Okay, so as you can see, having marked the line, okay, I had to come out by 1 inch like I said. Okay, so it will give you that curve shape, okay, like an umbrella shape. So the next thing I'm going to do after that is at this center point here, I'm going to measure from here. I measure the shoulder length, and the shoulder length for this is 15 inches. 15 divided by 2 will give me 7.5. So half of my shoulder is 7.5, as you can see right here. Can you see? 7.5. So I place it at the center point here. I mark it. Okay. So from that point, I'm going to come down by, because it's meant to be a bit free, okay, not too tight. Now, ordinarily, the length of my hammer is 7.5, but I'm going to add like 1 inch to it. So 7.5 plus 1 inch will give me 8.5. So I'm going to mark 8.5 right here, okay. So having marked 8.5 from the shoulder to the bust line. So from on this point, I'm going to mark my bust circumference. And my bust circumference is 36 inches divided by 4 will give me 9 inches. So I'm going to add extra 1 inch to it, okay? So I'm going to mark 10 inches from the center point. So I mark my 10 inches right here, okay? So having marked the 10 inches, okay, so I'm going to go ahead from this shoulder. I'm going to mark the half cut of my blouse, which is 15 inches. So I have 15 inches here. So on that point, I'm going to mark the circumference of my waist. So what I'm going to do, because it's meant to be a bit free, not too tight and not too bogus, okay, so that it will look smart. So what I'm going to do is, what I have on the bust here, you know, I have the total of 10 inches. I'm going to remove just 1 inch from it. So which means 10 minus 1 will give me 9. So from the center point, I'm going to mark 9 inches, and I have it here. So at the down part here, I will just go ahead and mark the 10 inches which I mark on the bust, okay. I'll just go ahead and mark 10 inches, and I have it right here. So here is the line, the waist, bust, and the down part. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is just to go ahead to this to the neckline. So I will be using 3.5 by 2.5 inches neckline. So I have my 3.5 right here, okay. So I'm going to mark it straight. Now for the depth, I say I will be using 2.5. You could use you could use 3 inches. It depends on you, but in my own case, I'm using 2.5. So all I need is to create a curve to connect this. So I will just go ahead and create that slight curve. Here is it. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to go to determine the sleeve. So it depends on how wide, but the standard should be like between 12 and 13 inches. So from this upper part here, I will be measuring 13 inches. So I have it right here. Or you can even make it 12. Okay, it shouldn't be too wide. Let me make it 12. I have it here. So from that point, I will connect this to this. You can use your free hand, you can use your curve tool to do that. So after connecting, I will just connect this to this, okay. Can you see? So having connected that to that, so from this point here, I'm going to come out by 1.5 inch or 2 inches. So it depends. You can come out by 1.5 or 2 inches. So from there, I will just create a curve like this. Can you see? So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to go ahead and cut like this in this circle form. So I cut. Can you see what I brought out? So I won't cut here. All I need to do, so let me keep this aside. The next thing I'm going to do right now is to cut the neck line. So I have it here. Can you see? So what I'm going to do right now is to notch this center just a bit. Can you see? So after notching the center, I will also go ahead and notch this a bit. So after that, I'm going to refold it like this. Then I transfer what I have on this other side to the second part. And how do I do that? Once I just fold it into two, refold it again like I'm doing right now, okay? Then the next thing I'm going to do is just to bang it on it, okay? Like this. So at the end of the day, you discover that what I have there will be transferred automatically to the other side. So after that, I can now open and retrace the line very well. So can you see? So I'm going to retrace that line very well. So here, if you are not sure of the sleeve, what I'm going to do is to remeasure it to give you that same 12 which we mark initially. So I have it here. So I'm going to connect straight to that, okay? So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to go ahead. Can you see right now? So I will just make sure I make this one so bold because it's serving as a guide for me, okay? So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to go to the machine and use my bias tape, okay, to tape the neckline. And also I will go ahead and fold this into two, just little. You can fold it into two. You can just find a way to make it neat at the down part. That's the next thing, okay? So as you can see right here, I've sealed the down part. Can you see? So I've sealed the circle line all through the circle line, okay? So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to go to the neckline, okay? So the first thing I will do here is to measure what I have on this neckline. I'm going to measure. So right now I'll measure, making sure that, so I'll measure. You could do it like this in measuring. So I'm going to go like this and measure. So here I have about 10 inches, and you know it's double, so times 2, which will be the 10 times 2 will give me 20 inches. So I'm going to cut my bias tape. Now I've cut my bias tape already in a diagonal form so that it will be a bit stretchy. Okay, when I hold, you can see it's a bit stretchy, so I cut it in diagonal form. So right now I have the width of this bias tape to be 2 inches. Can you see? 2 inches for the width. Okay, so right now I'm going to measure what I have here. You know, it's 10 times 2 is 20, so I'm going to add extra like 2 inches. You can add 2 inches or 3 inches highest. So the next thing I'm going to do, I will go to the machine right now. I'm going to fold this like this, inward like this first. After that, then I fold it like this equally. Then I will go right now to stitch it to the neckline. And how do I do this? So I'm going to start from the wrong side. So I'm going to start like this. Okay, then I stitch all round. By the time I finish stitching, I'm going to notch it all round. After notching it all round, then I'm going to bring it out, fold it outside like this. This is how it's going to be. So I'll be right back. Okay, now as you can see right here, I've stitched it starting from the wrong side. I placed my bias tape on the wrong side, then I sew it round the neckline. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do right now, instead of me notching it, so that because I'm going to pass a string round it, okay, through it. So instead of me notching it, what I'm going to do is just to trim it. Okay, so I'm going to carefully trim it. So I'm going to trim it like this all through. So just carefully I'm going to trim. So, and the essence of me trimming is so that by the time I want to pass my string, there won't be any difficulty in doing that. Okay, so I'm going to continue like that to trim it. So by the time I finish trimming, if it warrants me to notch, then I can go ahead and notch. Okay, but if it doesn't matter, I can just leave it like this. After trimming it round, then we proceed. So as you can see right here, I've trimmed it all round the neckline. Okay, let me zoom it so that you can see it. Can you see? I've trimmed it round. Okay, can you see? So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to fold it outward like this. So I'm going to fold it outward like this. Then I stitch the down part round the neckline. Okay, so here is it. I've sewn it round to the right side. As you can see right here, can you see this is the center point or the front, center front. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do right now is to take what I'm going to use as my string. Here is it. I have the width of this to be 1.5 inches. Can you see? Like 1.5 inches approximately. Now I have the length of this to be like 48 or so inches. So I have like 49. So I'm going to reduce it. So you could make yours lesser than that. So it depends on how long you want yours to be. So let me just remove little to make it like that, 48. Okay, you could make it 40. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to fold it. Here is the right side, here is the wrong side. I'm going to fold it like this. Then I'm going to stitch this side, the two side. I'm going to stitch it. Okay, I will also go ahead and stitch these two sides. Okay, after that, then I'm going to sew. By the time I get to the middle part, the midpoint, I'm going to leave an opening because it is through the opening that I'm going to turn it inside out. Okay, so I'll be right back. So here is it. I've turned the inside out to the right side. Here is it. Here is my string. So I actually left a space at the center point. Here is the space, you can see. So from this space is where I used to turn both end out outwardly. Okay, so this is what I have. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to insert my pin on one of the edges like this. Okay, can you see? So right now I'm going to go ahead and insert. So I'm going to go ahead and insert through the front side. Okay, so like this, I'm going to insert through this opening. So after inserting through this opening, the next thing I'm going to do is to sew the side, the two sides together. Okay, so I will proceed like this till I complete this neckline. Okay, round. So as you can see, haven't done with the neckline. The next thing I'm going to do is to go ahead and sew like this, tracing the line down here. So here is the conclusion of this tutorial. Can you see how smart this top, blouse is? So you don't need anything underneath, okay? You can wear it outdoor and even indoor. Can you see how it is? This is the back. Can you see? So I believe you like this. So I really want to appreciate you for taking your time to watch this video. Thank you very much. So I'll be expecting your comments, and if you have any question regarding this particular tutorial, feel free to drop your question in the comment section. So till we meet again, bye for now.